How y'all doing, folks? And welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday. And today I'm looking at Chain of Command from 1994, starring Michael Dudikoff. Yeah, not to be confused with Chain of Command from 2015 with Steve Austin and Michael Jai White. That will be a different review for another day sometime. Maybe I'll review that later this year. Who knows? Okay, I got like a whole bunch of movies lined up. But anyway, let's talk about this movie from 1994. All right. So Michael Dudikoff, I'd say prime of his career, of his action career, and of course he was Canada's golden boy, as I like to say, because apparently like Canada like to put out Canadian films like to put out all these movies, so mostly like these low budget action films. And of course, who they had Michael Dudikoff. So this one's a little interesting. So if I can put the plot in as simple terms as ever. So what happens is, in the very little time that we know about this character, Merrill Ross, that's who he plays. Somehow he's a former Army. He served in the Army. Somehow he's working for this company called the Western Oil, and somehow after supposedly getting set up and being mistaken for a CIA spook. Okay, he's kind of been on the run, but then of course he somehow is. It's kind of like who should he trust? It's like a matter of who should he trust kind of thing. It's like he's now is he trying to find himself. He's trying to figure out. It's trying to walk that fine line between good, evil, and whose side is he on? Okay, so somehow he teams up with this secret militia. I forget what they're called, but they claim they're this one called QLI, or it is. It's like a liberation group in the special company of Khmer. I like the fact that that this is one of those movies where they decide to create a fictional country, since, as you know, this was the 90s, late 90s. The Persian, the tensions were kind of still there between us and Iran. So I think that was a smart idea. In a way. So I think Cannon was kind of trying to piggyback off of a similar formula that like Predator or Commando used to do back in the 80s, where they would with the fictional country of Valverde. So that was for them. Here it's this one. So that's a smart move to get around. Okay, not to paint like a certain country in a bad light. So that I give props to the movie studio. Okay, but the rest of the plot just kind of goes off the rails, and it's just batshit crazy. In a way, but not much else I could say when it comes to the plot. But aesthetic-wise and cinematography-wise, it's your cliche '90s cheese action flick, especially when it comes to Michael Dudikoff. And of course, sometimes he hams it up, sometimes he doesn't. Okay, so that's what I like about it. Okay, and to be fair, I feel like if I might have said this before, if you want to think of good Michael Dudikoff movies, the American Ninja movies are the way to go. This, not as much. I feel like this is like bottom of the barrel. You can tell this is the end of his career, in my opinion, of his run in Hollywood, if you want to call it that. But let's see. Can you blame him? I don't think so. Okay, I think he just had I think it was just bad luck, in my opinion. But anyway, the rest of the movie. Let's see. The cast, no one too noble except for Arlie Ermey. Yes, Arlie Ermey, Gunny from Full Metal Jacket, is in this movie. He plays a guy named Brewster. His first name is Mr. Brewster. He's essentially the CEO of Western Oil, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, Arlie Ermey was built to play characters like this. These asshole, not really like villains that kind of draw the line between good or bad. It's like you have no idea who he's gonna play as, and I kind of marked out for Arlie Ermey because I like him. Okay, because come on. To me, he's a real hero because he served in the Army. He was a former gunnery sergeant. In fact, that he starred in a very award-winning movie, Full Metal Jacket. Then of course, he had his own show. I miss him. Okay, to me, he's a real hero, folks. And he's a very entertaining guy. And it's a damn shame he left us too soon. But anyway, besides that, so the action was on top. Was top. There was some batshit crazy moments. There's a moment where Michael Dudikoff kills a guy with a Molotov cocktail. I thought that was cool. But then there's something when it came to the action scenes, was that I think there was way too many slow-mo dramatic moments. I'm like, I think it kind of brought everything into an ass-grinding halt. I felt like you really don't need this, okay? If you're trying to draw suspense or action, do it right, okay? I think they were trying to pull something similar to what John Woo would do around this time, because think about this. Because John Woo was doing movies like Broken Arrow and Face Off, okay? With the dramatic slow-mo close-ups, that kind of thing. That was his style. In a way, I felt like they were trying to parry it or mock it. And I'm going to say this right now. John Woo, that was his thing. Okay, you're going to try and rip someone off. You're not going to you're going to piss people off. And in a way, it kind of came off very cheap. And it was very I really didn't like it. But yeah. So not much else I can say about that. It's there. It's not perfect. You can tell, like I said, I felt like most of this plot was like half-assed or slapdash, like especially during the last act, like when everything's kicking off, and like things. There was a very disturbing scene that I wouldn't say disturbing, but it was crazy. But then came one most outrageous death. Okay, the villain Rollins, played by Todd Curtis, he gets killed by getting impaled on a pool cue. What? That is the lamest villain death ever. If you want, come on, you could have made it better. Okay, to me that just disappointed me because I wanted to see villain guys come up but in a way it was just anticlimactic of how they killed him. I'm like, really? That's it? That's as best you're going to do? You could have thought of anything else. You could have just shot him to death. You could have cut his head off or something like that. But impaling him with a freaking pool cue was just lame. All right? God, I have no idea what the hell Cannon was thinking. And then, of course, then to top it all off, how in the unholy hell did they all of a sudden, okay, that's how the movie ends. It's like, oh, some cheesy, sexual innuendos. And of course, it's not going to go anywhere. Then, of course, they had to explain, oh, what happened to X, Y, and Z, because I think they were trying to fill in all the gaps, but all they could do is like, oh, just a scrolling text or something like that to explain what happens. It's like, that's a cheap way to do it, because I kind of want to see how the villains or all these characters would meet their fate in the end. So instead of just throwing everything together, just having them riding off in the sunset, just like a classic western. I thought that was a nice touch, but it just brought it down for me. But yeah, but the action is top. Okay, I will admit the action is top for this. Okay, so enough of my ramblings. If I have to give Chain Command a score, I'm going to give Chain Command maybe a 4.5 out of 10, and that's as best I'm going to get and give. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I wanted to really like it, but with all this half-assery on this movie, it just brought it down for me. Okay, so I'd say if you're looking for a good Michael Dudikoff movie, avoid this. Watch American Ninja. Okay, in my opinion. All right, that does for this week. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome, exciting videos.